Mosques across the capital opened their doors to non-Muslims for Friday prayers today to show a united front against Islamic militants. The so-called Islamic State released a new video yesterday showing a journalist prisoner from Surrey reading from a script. Muslim organisations say IS is barbaric and does not represent Islam. From the Husseini Islamic Mission Mosque in Isleworth, Ruth Zorko reports.
I declare that Islam has nothing to do with ISIL, and ISIL has nothing to do with even the Muslims.
It's a statement London's Muslims have made many times before. The Islamic State, or IS, or ISIL, does not represent them.
They are tarnishing the name of Islam.
But each time IS hits the headlines, they have to say it again.
If they are Muslims, then I'm not. They do not represent any faith. Faith does not mean terrorist activities. Faith does not represent any hatred. It represents love and peace.
Yesterday, the latest propaganda video from IS featured hostage John Cantley, a photojournalist from Hazelmere in Surrey who was kidnapped in Syria 2 years ago.
Hello, my name is John Cantley.
A fresh reminder to these Muslims of the terrorist group that claims the name of their religion.
They shouldn't use our name. It's not at all about Islam. They're not even in minority in Islam. They are not a part of Islam.
I'm dreading, every time dread to see another video to come in, and how barbaric it is. It is really barbaric.
We are about peace. Our salam, what we greet people with, it literally means peace. So our message is peace, and I think we definitely just want to take that negative image away from us, and we're just working towards a positive today.
Signing a declaration of peace with members of other faiths, the Husseini Islamic Mission in Isleworth dedicated today's Friday prayers to condemning IS and calling for an end to violence ahead of the International Day of Peace on Sunday.
Not in my name.
Not in my name.
Not in my name.
They add their voices to a growing chorus of Muslims like these filmmakers from Walthamstow, stating that IS does not act in their name. Prayers for peace to reclaim their religion. Ruth Zorko, ITV News, Isleworth.
I'm joined by Hanif Qadif, a former jihadist who now runs a project in Walthamstow that tries to stop young people becoming radicalised. Thank you so much for joining me this evening.
Pleasure.
We're going to talk about the project and look at the video that we saw there in Ruth's report. But first, tell us your story. How did you end up becoming a jihadist?
Well, calling it jihadist, I think, is a bit strong, but I wanted to help alleviate the suffering of innocent women and children in Afghanistan. Just like young men and women want to go to Syria to help, in the humanitarian crisis, but I got caught up in a network of extremists. And it was difficult, at that time to control your emotions about the loss of innocent lives. And I can see and I can understand why young men and women would want to get involved in the humanitarian crisis. However, it's a different ballgame when you see, the people you want to go and join and help are actually killing the women and children themselves. And this is what I was exposed to when I got to Afghanistan, which is why I'm saying it's a different ballgame when you get there, and you have to critically analyse the objectives of those that are calling you.
I mean, can you see the appeal for young Muslims living in London? I mean, the government says something like 300 have gone over to fight. And what is the appeal? Why are they doing this?
There's a number of different reasons. I mean, one, like I mentioned before, a lot of emotions, a lot of sympathy, a lot of frustration about not, the Western foreign powers not intervening, in time to help the innocent women and children or the civilian population. The suffering of the innocent women and children is one thing. Getting part in a network of, combatants and the holy warriors is another drive. There's a number of different drivers, and a lot of young men and women, I won't say going over there because they're dehumanized, but I'd say they're going over there because they're very human and very sensitive and frustrated about the lack of support for civilians. However, when they get there and they sign up to an organisation like ISIS, it's very worrying. Yeah. Some of them, I'm confident to say that, some of them would want out.
Let's just take a look again at the Not In My Name campaign, social media campaign that you started, just to remind our viewers.
What you're doing is inhumane.
Because you abuse heart and minds.
Because you have no compassion.
Because my religion promotes tolerance for women, and you have no respect for women.
And what sort of impact do you think this has had already?
This has had an absolutely phenomenal impact. It's gone all over the world. People in Australia, people in, you know, in America, people in Saudi Arabia are phoning us up, emailing us up. They want to join the campaign. It's absolutely an amazing impact, and I hope it gets the message out to the, you know, hundreds and thousands of young men and women who are very emotional, but also very angry that, you know, this is not going to happen in Islam. Anybody that wants to claim to be Muslim and do what ISIS is doing, absolutely no way, not in our name, not in my name. And this is what we're trying to promote. And it is making some real headway.
Well, Hanif, thank you so much for joining us this
Thank you very
evening.
much.
Thank you.
Pleasure.